must realize you are doomed.
Come on in, folks, and join us because we're going to be talking about House of the Dragons, episode 2 that just came out. And man, what an episode it was. Dave, Rich, how you doing, brother? You ready to get into
Doing
this
good, yeah.
spoiler talks of House of Dragon episode 2?
Yeah.
What? What's so funny? Was I
I
rambling
said
on?
no. I said because you said how you doing. I said I'm doing good, yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. Go ahead.
All right. Well, here we are. We're going to be talking about episode 2 of House of Dragons. So there are spoilers, of course, because you clicked on that thumbnail and said review here. So, man, what an episode. That's all I can say. Another good episode for me. I don't know about you, but it was a good episode. And you know, what's so crazy about this episode is didn't have no fighting in it, even. It was
Mm-mm.
just a good character development. You're seeing all these dominoes starting to come in place now, man. But my first thing I have to ask you, right, and mention and ask you,
Mm-hmm.
the opening, the intro, they use the Game of Thrones, you know, the Song of Ice and Fire theme, just
Yeah.
like the Game of Thrones. Do you think that was the right choice?
I mean, personally, I loved it. uh, I'm glad that they actually used it because I mean that's such a great intro song. I mean, it's pretty iconic. You could put it up there with any show out there. It's a pretty iconic intro, just just song alone. So I'm glad that they brought the song back, and I like the changes they made to it. Like
Yeah,
obviously, it's not going to be the same one as Game of Thrones,
it's
but
not
I
like
love,
perfectly the same, you
yeah,
know. You just,
I love the Trail of Blood. I thought that was pretty cool. Because
yeah,
that's what the
actually,
Targaryens are known for is,
yeah,
you
it's
know, a
talking
lot
about
of
the
bloodshed.
bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the bloodline and everything, and whatever have you not. But I must admit though, the visually I just I like the Game of Thrones one better as far as the visual one
Hmm.
because I know what those sigils and everything were meaning and all those landmarks. This one I'm like I maybe because I'm not into the lore of this just yet. So I don't know what all those icons that they have showing popping up. I don't know what they mean yet. So maybe
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
is. Maybe that's why I'm not as into it as that. But as far as the theme song, and the reason why I bring up the theme song is I guess there was people out there kind of, you know, you always got haters. They always got somebody complaining about something. But there's people out there dissing, oh, why can't they come up with something original? You know, why they have to use the same thing? I'm just like, man, what's wrong with using it's so iconic. I
Yeah,
love
like I
that they
said,
did it.
it's
I love that
iconic.
they did it. And point being, like, you know how I love when I talk about Star Wars real quick, Rogue One. I love that movie. It was just such a good movie. One of my favorite Star Wars films. And but the one hit that I give them was the opening. Because they didn't use that iconic Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it gets you into the mood. It brings you back. It makes you come into
Yeah, as soon as it pops up on the
that
screen. Ding.
universe, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they kept it. And I have no issue whatsoever them bringing that theme back. It actually got me excited, you know, hearing that in there, watching on the TV, and just like, oh, okay, it's like teleporting you into
Yeah.
Westeros, and you just
I instantly started humming as soon as it came on. I was like, man, this brings back a lot of memories. You know
I
you
can
did
just
too.
totally
You know
picture.
you did
I can
too.
totally picture hear that though.
Right, instantly, man. I can't help it.
Man, so there's a couple little things we got to get into in this episode. Like I said, there wasn't that much fighting or anything like that. There was a tease of a fight, but nothing went down. But let's just get into like where the king is at right now, where his character is at, King Viserys. What are your thoughts about him in this episode? Just I don't know, asking kind of other people about advice about others, and him, people around him instilling that, hey, you gotta find
Yeah.
another wife and
Hmm.
keep the tradition going, whatnot. And then his relationship with his daughter. What do you think is going on with Viserys? What do you think his character is going through right now?
Well, in this episode, you see a lot of pressure being put on him. He's got to find another wife. The realm expects it. The realm expects him to remarry and birth. Because they're like pushing, like hinting, like he needs a male heir. You know what I mean? And he even said in this episode to Rhaenyra, like, basically you're not I'm not trying to replace you. You are my heir, and that's who I want is you, no matter what the outcome is. Whenever he was talking to her about having to remarry and everything. So in this episode, he's like, it feels like he's being pulled in every which direction, who to marry, who not to marry. But this episode definitely did bring a pretty cringy part of whenever the sea snake, Corlys Valyrian, was
Yeah,
trying to
House
marry
Valyrian.
off, yeah,
Uh-huh.
trying to marry off his 12-year-old daughter.
Dude, that was so
Dude,
cringy.
tell me how,
Oh
oh
my
my God, how'd you feel seeing them walk down this?
dude.
It felt
Dude,
so
if
freaking weird,
that would have
dude.
happened, if they would have had that marriage, I would have been like, I think I'm kind of done with this show. I don't think I'll be able
Dude,
to watch this. I'm thinking there's no way they can go down this route. No way. It's just too, you know what I'm saying? It's just too, I
yes.
think people will have like a bad stare at
Oh,
it and be
yeah.
like, you know what? We're done. They're going to be protests and everything against this show.
Yes.
And I don't blame them because I would have been like, you know what? I'm done with this crazy ass
Like
show.
Game of Thrones went far, but this, if they would have went through with that,
Yes.
it would have pushed it over the top. Like, that's just too much. And then some of the stuff that they had, that Corliss had his daughter tell him,
Tell him about,
I'll give you children when I'm 14.
yeah.
Like, that's weird, man. That's so weird.
But
That's so weird.
you could tell the actor Patty Constantine, I think his name is, it just
Oh
looking too,
yeah,
and like, oh my god.
yeah.
Well,
That's
him
so
as a character
strange.
as being King Viserys even kind of said, kind of looking down, like, oh, this can't happen. And
Yeah.
then I knew right away. I mean, we're talking about the king and his state and everything. I knew right away, man. I'm like, there is a reason why his hand of the king Hightower is pushing his daughter to kind of like comfort him in the first episode and everything. Right away, what came to my mind, he's like, man, he's trying to make him bed her and to give him a baby
Yeah.
even. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew it right away. And then bam, at the end he announces that he's gonna marry Allison, Allison Hightower.
Yeah, Allison
Even then, I'm
Hightower.
like, oh my god, like, why would you not discuss that with your daughter Rhaenyra?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, why wouldn't you even discuss that or tell her on the side before making an
Yeah.
announcement like that? I
You knew
don't
they were
blame her.
friends.
I don't even
You,
blame her for walking out on this dude. Like, are you kidding me? Are you
yeah.
serious? And then what kind of a friend is she? I know people they might say, well, her father's making her do it, but come on, man. This is crazy. But you
Yeah.
could still see these dominoes are starting to fall. You're seeing some players coming out that are playing the Game of Thrones, basically.
Yeah.
What did you think about him picking Allison to Hightower there at the end that
I
he's going to
mean,
marry?
you kind of expected it, the way even the first episode was going.
Hmm.
Her spending a lot of time with him. And then whenever he drops, I think it was Balerion, the little model that broke, and she ends up
Yeah.
getting him in a new one. Like, she was just spending way too much time with him. You kind of had a feeling like this was definitely going to happen. But I agree with you. It's like, why couldn't she tell Rhaenyra? Because I mean, that was like her best friend. Like, that,
Yeah.
at least that's the vibe you got. But also, a lot of time has passed. Like, I don't know if you realize, whenever she said, it's been like half a year since my mother passed. Like, time's going
Oh,
by
okay.
faster. So
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering, like, how did their relationship go from from that part to half a year into her mother being dead. So I wonder if the relationship changed or whatever. But I don't know. That
I
that
don't know,
that
but you could kind of
was.
see Rhaenyra actually kind of be a little teary eyed
Hmm.
and shocked and be like, like she really got hurt, like
Yeah.
stuck with the dagger on that one. What did you think about, House Valeria trying to make that though? Now he made an enemy.
Hmm.
I mean, really, he did. And
Yeah.
his counsel before, I don't know what that guy's name was, but he asked that little chubby guy on the council,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what do you
So.
think? And he told him, like, dude, if you don't accept it, you're gonna make a powerful enemy. He's gonna
Yeah.
feel slated. And that's what
Uh huh.
happened. And now you see him, he's trying to team up with Prince Damon.
Hmm.
So it's like, man, would you, I mean, other than her being 12 years old, I get it. But if you would have told her, why don't you let's wait another 10 years or something, maybe. You know what I'm
Yeah, or
saying? If
something,
you would have just
man.
told him, hey, let's do this in another 10 years, would you have,
Yes.
say she was older, like, past 18 at least,
Yeah.
and said, would you have gone with that stronghold family and bring both of them together? Or would you still,
Well,
I don't know.
yeah,
Because he's so
def
into his hand, the
yeah.
Hightower, he really is. He's so trusting of him.
Yeah, he is a lot. Like he relies on him a lot. Obviously, it was the age difference that was the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, if she was like 18 or above, or whatever, why wouldn't you want to combine with the richest? Because Valyria is like the richest house right now. I believe that's what they were saying. Like
Uh-huh.
those are two big powers that would have combined, and it was obviously the age thing that bothered him a lot. Because I mean, she was just a 12-year-old girl, so
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, if the age was different, it would have been a whole different situation.
Now I want to get in a little bit of Otto Hightower, the Hand of the King.
Mhm.
I don't like this guy. I truly don't. And the guy who's playing this role is doing a tremendous job, because even just the way he talks like this.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I'm like, I can't stand this guy. But
yeah.
that's good. That's great how he's performing that, because I think that's what they want you to do. He's kind of like that irritant, like that
Hmm.
type of, like, almost like a Joffrey or type deal, just a little bit, not cruel, but just an irritant,
Yeah.
and that's what
He
he's becoming, like a little finger almost.
Yes, that's who exactly was I want to say. That's who
Man,
he
it's
reminds me of.
man, it's just like even though the smug face he has
Hmm.
when he's talking, my lad, and I'm just like, oh, this guy, I can't stand him. Like, he's scheming like I don't know what, but man, I
Yeah.
just I'm going with. What do you think of him? His hand, Hightower. What is your thoughts on him and his character right now?
I wonder how more like, no, I won't say vindictive, but I wonder how he's gonna go about it now. Now that his daughter is gonna end up marrying uh
Yes.
the king, like he wanted. So I wonder, like, how much more colluding is he gonna do? Is he gonna join up with somebody else to try to take
Mm-hmm.
over the house? I don't know what's gonna happen now, because the way I saw it going was that the king might have married somebody else, chose to marry somebody else, and then he would have got upset and tried to backstab the
Mm-hmm.
king. So that's how I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was going to play out into this last episode. So I don't know what he's going to do, but I mean, you're correct. He gives off that little finger vibe, like,
Yeah.
just so much like, uh, you know, he just
Sorry
seems like a
about that.
weasel. He just seems
Uh-huh.
like a weasel. Like he's gonna end up
Oh yeah.
stabbing the king in the back. So
Yeah. And the king relies on him so
a
much.
lot,
And
yeah.
that's crazy. But then that's where Prince Damien is right. He's
Hmm.
weak to a certain degree. He doesn't have a backbone. He keeps asking other people for what their opinion is
Yeah.
on everything. Even on the simple marriage thing, he asked opinion about it, right?
Hmm.
With
Yeah.
another council guy he has on there. So yeah, it's just like wow. Yeah, Hightower is really really scheming, and it's just weird how that's setting up already.
Can I
Um,
can I ask you a
yeah,
question real quick?
yes, go ahead.
I don't know if it will be on the notes that you have, but how do you feel about Damon? Because honestly, after this episode, like the first episode was a different Damon from this one.
Uh-huh.
I still cannot hate Damon. Like
No, I'm
like
not hitting
he's
on Damon.
got he's got he's got a side to him where he feels a little bit of regret, like, especially with whenever his cousin approached him, or his niece, Rhaenyra Targaryen, approached him,
Yeah,
and yeah, like that
the way they were
whole
talking. And yeah, let's
yeah.
just go on to that. The way he was talking at that Dragonstone. And by the way,
Dragonstone,
Dragonstone never looked so
so
freaking
good.
cool, man.
Yeah,
Holy shit, with the
it's
fog and
crazy.
everything else, it looks so like
And seeing
menacing.
dragons
Oh my
and
god,
seeing
I'm like,
dragons perched on
yes,
Dragonstone. That
holy
was
shit.
awesome.
I can't believe how crazy it made it look. Almost kind of almost, if you guys know how it was illustrated in the books, almost like that a little bit, how with the fog and the darkness kind of diluted
Mm,
with the sun in the background. That's what kind of it looked like illustrated in the book back
yeah,
in the day on the illustrated book. So, but man, it was looking freaking awesome, man.
yeah.
Dragonstone was looking awesome. But anyways, so we're at Dragonstone, and of course Rhaenyra came by and was talking to Damon, like you're saying, with Damon's character, dude, the interaction between him and her, you could tell he loves her,
Yeah, he
and I
does.
mean, she actually put him in his place. She
Yeah.
came up there like a boss, be honest with you,
Hmm.
and he was like, so if you want to be the heir again, you gotta go through me, basically. So go
Yeah.
ahead, I'm right here. And and he just looked at her, just grabbed that egg and just whipped it at her.
Yeah, he just gave
And
it to her.
you could tell his lips moved a little because all you hear was
Like
but
it's that
but
part. No, go ahead, go
uh-huh.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
but when I was talking about Damon, this is me thinking, I'm not quite sure, but I'm thinking he thought stealing the egg, the dragon egg, because he really wasn't having a son.
Hmm.
I really think he did that on purpose to steal his, dead son Balon, I think, or Baylor's
Yeah.
his son, his death, his infant, son who
Yeah.
passed away. His egg, I think he did that on purpose. So he's thinking that his brother, the king, would come out himself.
That's what he was
And I
hoping.
think he wanted to talk to him.
Hmm.
He was I This is me thinking, I'm not saying that's what it was, but me thinking is like he really wanted his brother to come out, not Otto. He wanted his
Mm.
brother to come out
Yeah.
so
I
he
mean, he
can
even
talk
asked
and
for
say,
him.
yeah,
He even
he
asked for him.
asking for him because he wanted to probably say, hey, dude, what's going on, man? And tell him his side of his version.
Yeah.
Because really, he made some stupid comments, but other than that, he doesn't get his side of the version. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
his side of the version, what he sees, what he's hearing, what trying to tell him you gotta watch out. And I think that's what it was, why
I
he did all that stuff.
I agree with that because even at the end, whenever you see whenever the sea snake turns his back on the king because he didn't pick his daughter, and he's
Mm-hmm.
bad mouthing the king in front of Damon, and Damon's like, I can talk about my brother any kind of way I want. You will not.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
he was very defensive of his brother,
Mm-hmm.
despite everything that happened. And then we had the earlier scene with Rhaenyra where he just gave up the egg, didn't want to fight, didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Like he still loves his family. Like he still has love
Yeah.
for them, despite his brother, kind of like I guess like banishing him or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, even his brother, he still defends. He won't have anybody badmouth him besides
Yeah.
him. So
Yeah, and like you said, I still don't really consider him the villain. I
mm-mm,
still have empathy for him, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? And I think he's. I don't think I have a favorite character yet, but I would say I'm more into Damon's character right now.
mm-hmm.
If I had to choose, I guess. But he's just going through some stuff, and he loves his family. He's just a
He
prick.
does.
He's a dick a
Yeah.
little bit, but he just does things in a forceful. Trying to show them tough love. I believe he's trying to show his
Yeah.
brother some tough love. So let's keep it on Dragonstone. But man, the altercation between Damon and Otto
Oh
Hightower,
yeah.
man, what was your reaction to that? That
Eh,
scene on Dragonstone's on the wall right there, man.
you know what? Otto changed his tune as soon as he saw that dragon. He was like, "Bub,
But
put your swords up. Put your swords up. We're not fighting here. Put your
we
swords
ain't
up."
fighting here.
Like, come on, man. Like that
Yeah,
that that
man.
whole thing, Otto didn't have any control. He didn't the control didn't come until Rhaenyra showed up with her dragon.
Yes.
And then I felt like Otto was like, okay, I can
Yeah.
relax now. I can
Thank God.
relax. Yeah, she brought her dragon. I will be fine over here. So
Man.
he definitely didn't have anything in control.
Yeah.
If he would have just kept talking, it would have ended out in a fight, and they would have lost.
I just gotta say that his dragon's badass.
It is.
Seeing this dragon up there coming down, I'm like, oh shit! I know I'd have shit in my pants if I saw that dragon for
Yeah.
sure. But man, his dragon's badass, and Rhaenyra is a boss, dude. She came
Yeah,
up straight up
dude.
in there, say, you know what? I'll show you how it's done. I'm the heir.
Yeah.
This is my place.
Hmm.
This is Dragonstone is mine. I'm the heir. This is my place. So that was pretty cool with Rhaenyra. And I want to keep it Rhaenyra. I want to keep it on Rhaenyra too. What do you think about her character and how strong of a female character she's been already in this only with 2 episodes?
Yeah, like I said earlier, like time has passed from the last episode, so you can
Yeah.
tell that she's starting to get more confidence. I mean,
Yes.
that took a lot of backbone to disobey her father
Yeah.
and risk her life. I mean, she didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how he is right now, like, in his head. I don't know if she didn't know how he was going to react, but she risked
Yeah.
it, and she told him, I'm the one standing in front of you and that throne, yeah, I'm right here if you want to kill me. He couldn't do
Right.
it, so she risked it all. I mean, she's learning the ways to be a queen. Like sometimes you do have to risk it a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
love
digging
her character.
yeah, I'm digging her strong character, and I like how she's not. She wants to be involved, like really involved, not doing these other little things that they're trying to tell her. Like the council, see, they voted her in, especially Otto. They voted her in because they thought she was going to be a pushover, but
Yeah.
she's surprising them already, especially with picking the guard, or what's his name, Sir
Yeah.
Kristen or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
They're like,
Pretty
no, we should
boy.
do this. It's like, no, he's the only one who has any like actual
Yeah.
battle experience.
Yeah. Combat
He's like, well,
experience.
and showing him up, and then showing him up against Damon at Dragonstone. Even he's like,
Yeah.
okay, he was thinking that he could probably control her. This is just me thinking a little bit.
Oh, I'm
He
sure.
like
Yeah.
kind of like how he's controlling her father right now, the king, but
Hmm.
he's having difficulties already that she's just doing whatever she's thinking and what she wants to do. And I'm loving that because the council even was trying to push over, oh, just go with the guard over there and go pick up another
Yeah.
king's guard for us. I'm like, oh boy. But yeah, did you the only thing I have left really is talk about they showed scenes for the next episode.
Yeah. Ooh,
Do you before we
man.
get into that, do you have any like things that I didn't mention or something that's in the back of your mind you want to bring up right now about the
No, my,
episode or
my
anything?
biggest my biggest thing was about Damon. That was the main thing I wanted to bring up because I mean, honestly, it's hard to hate the guy right now. It's
Uh-huh.
pretty hard. So that was the only thing I
Yeah.
had.
The only thing I just got one thing to bring up before we get into the next the preview of the next episode that we saw. I want to bring something up. I should have brought it up. I saw it in our first episode, right?
Hmm.
And I should have brought it up, but I didn't. But now it's clear to me. So I don't know. You've seen he's getting hurt by the throne, right? Have you been noticing that?
Yeah, his
So he
finger.
got cut by the finger, and now it got infected in the maggots. You
Uh,
see the maggots
yeah.
chewing, trying to clear it all up. But before that, they didn't show this. But before that, they were saying that he had an infection on his back. Correct?
Oh
Remember
yeah, yeah,
episode
yeah,
one?
yeah.
There was like an infection in his back, and
Yeah.
if he, whatever they want to corduroys it or
Yeah,
whatever,
quarter.
and he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's that damn throne," this and that. He kept saying,
Yeah.
and there's a reason, and they showed in the first episode he got nicked on that finger in the first episode. There's a
Hmm.
reason why they showed it. They don't just show certain things on shows like this with no reasoning behind it. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking is somebody is putting some sort of poison or something on those blades that are sticking out, because he's
Oh.
getting an infection on his back, an infection on his finger. And if we go back to episode 1, the Grand Maester over there was talking about it, and Otto, his hand, took him to the side. Let's not tell anybody about this.
Yeah, I
I don't know
remember
if
that
you go
part.
back
I
and
remember that
see
part.
that how he said it like that. I'm like, not saying it's him, but I wouldn't put it past him the way he's
I definitely
talking.
wouldn't put it
And
past
so
him.
somebody is definitely is setting this man up for sure. And he has every excuse, especially now with his daughter in place. So
Hmm.
I'll just want to bring that up. Like somebody is messing with that throne where he keeps getting
Yeah.
nicked and he's getting infected by it right away. So I just
That's
want to let you,
crazy, man.
yeah,
That is
that's what I was
crazy.
looking up. All right, let's get into what we saw in the previews for next episode. Man, this craziness happened. You're trying to look because it's going by so fast.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not gonna slow it down. I'll watch it 500 times, but I won't slow it down. But yeah, so I actually watched it like twice. I ain't gonna lie. I watched it
Yeah,
twice.
yeah.
This is the kind of thing. So what is your thoughts for the next episode, and what you you're thinking in your mindset right now, or in your hindsight, it's probably gonna happen in the next episode or two, what they showed in the preview?
Well, it definitely seems like they're gonna go after those crab people that are
Oh,
killing. Yeah,
sorry, the I forgot to tell you guys, the Davy Joneses.
yeah, the
It
Davy
reminds me of
Joneses. There you
Davy
go.
Jones with the crabs and everything. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Rich. Go
so
ahead.
it seems like that's what's his name? The sea snake got Damon to help him out with that situation. But this whole episode looks like it's gonna be a lot of fighting and a lot of dragons. So I'm definitely excited for this one, for the next
Yeah,
episode.
what I gather a little bit is they were kind of showing that the king and his wife Allison Hightower had a baby
Yeah,
already.
already.
So it looks like there's some turmoil in that, and I'm like, oh shit. So he does, and it looks like they said Aegon, if I'm not
Yeah,
correct.
Aegon. That's what I heard.
So it's that it sounds like it's a boy. So
Hmm.
there's going to be some issues here. And what we saw with the sea snake and Damon coming together, and it looks like they're going against the crab people, the crab apples, whatever you want to call them, the crab
Crab
people,
apple.
and it looked like they were kind of matched in a
Hmm.
way, you know what I'm saying? And it looks like they're not being defeated, but it looks like they were being so matched. And then you see a dragon come down and put fire.
And then
But
game
my thing
over.
is that looks like it's Rhaenyra, this
Oh,
dragon. I
really?
think Rhaenyra is coming down and helping out Damon and the sea snake. Yeah, and
Wow.
my thing is he's gonna piss her. I think he's pissing her off. The king is pissing
Hmm.
her off, and is changing his. I don't know if he's gonna change his mind, or she feels like he's going to change his mind. And even if he doesn't change his mind, he dies. People are gonna, like the queen that never was told her, they're gonna pick that heir. They're gonna pick the male
Hmm.
heir. They don't care he named you heir. They're all gonna go and protest and have him, have the Aegon or whatever that little boy's name is be the heir. I have a feeling she's gonna be on Damon's side soon. That's just me. I
Wow.
could be just
Well,
overthinking.
we can save this clip just in case it does happen.
Yeah,
Say you
but
predicted it.
it seems to me that she might. She might. But what do you guys think out there? What are you guys thinking about this episode that was pretty awesome? What you guys definitely think about the intro? Do you give it a thumbs up? Was it justified? Or do you wish they had something original in place for the intro for the theme song? Put your comments down below and let us know your thoughts about that.
And what do you guys think about that the whole thing Dave was saying about the chair? I mean, or the throne. That's pretty crazy. Do you guys agree with that? Who do you guys think is possibly, if it is true, putting that poison or trying to kill the king right now?
Yeah, if it's true, I don't
If
know.
it's true.
And what do you guys think about the next episode? Am I talking gibberish right now, saying that Rhaenyra might be on Damon's side sooner than you think? I don't know. But man, I'm enjoying this ride, and we're both so happy to be back in Westeros.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, please. That helps us out so much. Give us a thumbs up on this video, and if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and help us get to 500 subs. We would truly appreciate it, and hit that notification bell and share. We would truly appreciate that. And the people who are out there who already subscribed, thank you so very much. We truly appreciate you out there. This has been episode 2 review of House of the Dragons. Can't wait for the next episode. David Rich, Scoundrel Podcast. Whoa. Just a second, folks. I totally forgot. But me and Rich are both going to be on a podcast called Beyond the Third. So go ahead and check Beyond the Third. It's on Spotify with our boy Gio. And he talks about conspiracy theories and paranormal stuff like that, and just regular talk. So check us out, because me and Rich both are going to be on this next episode on September 1st, which is a Thursday. It'll be dropped on Spotify. Once again, that's Beyond the Third. Me and Rich, Man, I'm telling you, Rich right here has some good old stories. You don't want to miss this episode. I'm telling you, if you haven't gone on to the podcast yet, go ahead and at least listen to this one. Rich has some good. Rich, you had some good ass stories on this one.
I do,
I ain't even
man.
lying, man. I was in awe. It was like, wow, oh shit. But man, definitely go and check Beyond the Third with our boy Gio. Me and Rich will be on there
Yeah.
September 1st on Thursday. It'll be uploaded. All right.
I'll be posting a link in the description. So you guys can go check out his link tree, and he's got all of his stuff on there from Beyond the Third, his Instagram, his TikTok, and most importantly, his Spotify and his Apple Podcast stuff. So you guys will have a quick access to check out that episode this Thursday.
And thanks again for everything.